Hello and welcome, Robin here. I thought I would make a short video to take you through the steps you need to export your work from Affinity Designer and get that into Flickr appropriately. So to begin with, I have my design document here, and I've worked on three completely different designs, different logos, not for a record company in this case, but just things that I was fooling around with. And the first thing that you'll want to do if you have multiple designs on a page is segment them into their own artboards. And actually, I've begun that process with this one here, Club Code. So what I'm looking at is the second icon here, the artboard tool. Select that, and this lets you manipulate this artboard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim it on each side, so that when it exports, only the stuff inside this artboard will export for this logo. Okay, and then I'm going to draw similar ones for the other two areas. Now what this does is any layers in this region will be incorporated into this artboard automatically. And somehow cat has disappeared. One of the layers was obviously in the wrong place. So let me have a look over here. Artboard 1, how about I rename that right away? And I'm going to rename it so that it creates a nice file name when exported. So I'll call it Supergirl with a hyphen. And this one is Club Code, that's fine. Now it looks like this cat layer, you see Supergirl, the artboard is just a group layer. It's got the star shape inside it, and it's got this text inside it. But also it ended up by mistake with part of my cat. So I'm just going to move that layer outside again. Okay. And then get my artboard tool, and I'm going to make sure the cat is in its own little space. Go over to the layers panel, call it cat, why not? And there we go. This is what we want. We want each of our designs that we want to save in a separate artboard. You might have other scribbles and brainstorming and stuff around here as well. That's totally fine. The paradigm with Affinity Designer is that each page is kind of just a working area where you can put however much stuff you like. But using the artboard really helps when it comes to saving the work. So I'm just going to Control S or Command S to save my work, which will take a moment because my drive has gone to sleep. There we go. And now how to export. Okay, there's actually, the easiest way is up here in the top left, right under your menu. There are three personas: your designer persona, a pixel persona, and an export persona. If you click on this, it will make it easy to do. So these are the steps you need to follow. And there, as of the last version, there's a bit of a bug. So you need to do the steps in the correct order. The order is quite simple. I'm going to simply select here all the artboards I want to export. So I don't need to select all of them. I could select 1, 2, or 3, but let me select all of them. And then once I've done that in the slices panel, I can go up to export options and choose the file preset I want to use. This is where I'll have to make a distinction between saving for different purposes. If I want to save these out of Designer to share them with someone else who wants to use these as vectors, so they want to be able to freely rescale these, or perhaps import them to another program, to Adobe Illustrator, or any program really that can handle vector files. To do that and to preserve all the information, I would want to save as an SVG, which is a vector graphics file format. However, that's not what we're doing right now. Right now, we want to save so that we can upload to our Flickr album. Flickr does not handle vector files. It needs a raster file. So let us instead choose a JPEG. So if I go up here, I'll choose best quality, why not? And you can see that you have your choice of the color format, RGB, grayscale, CMYK. I'm going to switch it to RGB just because sharing for devices, you normally use RGB. Sharing for print, you normally use CMYK color model. So I will choose this. I don't think I'm going to change anything else. I'm not so worried about transparent backgrounds or anything like that. So I'm just going to keep this all the same. Now, there's something here it doesn't ask that surprises me, because if I'm taking a vector file, which can be any size, rescaled freely with no loss of detail, and I'm rasterizing that now to a JPEG, which is at a fixed size, a fixed number of pixels horizontally and vertically, I really would expect here to be able to choose how big that file is, like how the resolution of that file. But I can't, because I think what it does is it's actually basing it, well, I don't think, I know what it does. It's basing it on the size of your page. And so here, this says, actually, I'm not sure you will be able to see on the screen recording, but it actually tells you here in this little header bar, this blue bar, 515 by 566. So if I'd wanted it to be a different number of pixels, I would have had to have changed my document settings first. Okay, now I'm not going to go through all that because we'll just say this is fine. I mean, 500 pixels on a side is not a lot, but it's probably enough for the current purpose. I've selected my slices. I've then changed my export options. Please do it in that order. And now if I just click down here on export slices, and I can choose maybe the desktop, and I hit export. Notice I don't have to specify any file names here. I'm just choosing the location it's going to save. And then I will have a number of files on the desktop. Now, to get those into Flickr first, so this is the second part of the process, completely independent part of the process. I go to Flickr, I log in, here's my page. For the assignment, I've specified that I want you to create a new album. I want each assignment to be in a different album so it's easy for me to find and easy for you to organize. So they've changed the interface in Flickr in the last few weeks, just to wreck my head. Let's make an album. So you can see I've got I've got my photo stream. I have one photo there in actual fact that I uploaded. I have my albums. There are no albums. And there's no add button either. There used to be. Instead, you go to the camera roll, which is the images you've uploaded, and you can create an album from there. But I haven't uploaded the images yet. So let me instead go to this cloudy looking thing up here and upload. Choose photos and videos to upload. Okay, I can just drag those in, or I can choose them here. I'll just choose those two. It'll take a moment just to upload those. If I want, I can add a description, which I encourage you to do in any cases where you want to add some annotations for me or for anyone viewing them. I won't bother now. Then I can upload. Yes, upload. Yeehaw, it says. Get an advertisement. Continue to the stream. Okay, I'm super curious as to why only one image uploaded. Certainly not the way it should work. I think they have some bugs. That's not going to help us at all. Okay, I'm going to continue nonetheless. I hope this doesn't happen to you. So now if I go to albums, I can go to camera roll. Oh, now they both show up. Select all those. Okay, you can select whatever you like of everything you've uploaded. It's got them grouped by date, which makes it easy. And then down here, I can say add to album. And I can create a new album at this point in time as well, because I don't have any albums yet. I'm going to call it logo types. Description, assignment 2. Create. And it's got 2 items in there. Okay, done. Now if I look at my albums view, I have this folder. It picks one of the images to use as the folder icon. And there they are. Okay. That's basically all you need to do. You need to make sure you have a folder, an album, I should say, for each assignment as specified, so it's easy for me to find them. You do not need to share these images or folders to the group that you're part of. Anyone in the group can easily find you and look at what your work, but you don't need to explicitly share them. Okay, so that's all I'm asking for, and it would be a similar process each time. And sometimes, you might want to add a further description here. You could edit the name and that after the fact. You could say cat logo type. I mean, this wasn't made to be a logo, but you could have a brand called Cat. I don't know. Could make home furnishings. I don't know. You could add a description here. So, my first logo, and so on. You can also comment. So you can comment on other people's creations. And at a certain point, I will ask you to do that as an assignment. So you can provide some critical comments and help them out with their work. But basically, that's it. That's what I'm asking to do. So this is how you export a JPEG file from Affinity Designer. This is how you create an album and upload the files. If you need to do any maintenance after the fact, there is this thing called Organize, which is actually kind of the old school way of managing all this. Whoops. My mouse is out of control. I need a cat. And here you can see you've got sort of your camera roll down here. Albums. So you can click on this. Double click, and once again you can edit the details of the album. This is where you can actually drag more photos in, more images in, and this is where you can remove, right? You just drag it down in case you put something in by accident. So you can maintain all your work under this Organize heading. Okay, the rest I'll leave for you to check out, but that's everything you need to know just to do the assignments. So thanks for your attention. Hope this helps. See you on Thursday.